Okay, I'm behind the camera this time, and I've got the cameraman under the horse. Dale's been helping me on the last couple of weeks, filing down Hope's feet. It's just kind of nice to spread the manual labor out, because it is a pretty tiring job. So we're basically just now filing the foot flatter and flatter, like not flatter, but on a level plane, taking it down. Every few days we're filing it and taking it down so that we get rid of that height. But we're not changing the angle of the foot yet. Like, we're not bringing the heel down lower than the toe or anything like that. Hope is just a great little girl for letting us work on her feet. She's always just a perfect little lady when we're doing this, and doesn't give us any issues at all. Okay, right now we're just basically taking a measure on the heel to make sure both sides are the same distance from the hairline, so that we've got, a balanced foot, and we will compare that to the other front foot when we're done to make sure that they're both a similar size. So
I would say so.
okay, it's been 4 weeks since we started trimming Hope's feet, and I'm very, very pleased with how far she's come in a month. As you can see here, I mean, I think she's actually even opened up in the heel a little bit, which we really want to see even more. She's still got a deep cleft in the frog here, but you'll notice that frog now, instead of being way deep down inside the hoof, it's getting much more close to being level with the ground, because you want that frog contacting the ground when they walk or run. And the other thing we've got here, some really nice concavity in the sole here. You see, I don't know if the depth of the camera shows it very well, but this is on an angle down from the wall, and that's a really good thing to have, a healthy foot. Flat feet are not a super healthy thing. So the bars that the hoof wall comes around, and then there's it continues down here, and these are what we call the bars, and they have naturally started to break away, which is also a good thing, because you want the bars to just gradually slope down to the level of the sole and not be sticking up. Her other front foot is quite different from this foot. She does have I believe what's an old leg injury over here, a bowed tendon or an arthritic joint. Doesn't seem to be bothering her much, but that could affect the way that the hoof has been growing also. So yeah, I'm very, very pleased with what this is looking like. Her heel is a much, much better level now. It's not maybe half as high as it was, but it's getting pretty close to only half what it was. It was way, way up. Okay, and I'm going to have a look at the other side also. Okay, so we'll have a look at this one. See how nice is she just picks it up for me. She's a good girl. You see, this foot looks very different, because we've got a very flat foot here. The concavity, I'm not cutting concavity. That other foot, it just started to wear that natural concavity. So eventually I would like to see this hoof doing the same thing, but I'm not going to abnormally cut that concavity in there. I'm going to let it develop. I am going to cut these bars down gradually, so that gives this more room to spread, and then that concavity will start to happen. But otherwise, I mean, again, we've got the frog this time, pretty much level with the sole, so it's starting to get some good connection with the ground, and that'll make for a much, much healthier foot. Okay, again, the heel is much more normal. So I'll put the feet down now, and we'll have a look at what she looks like just from the front and the side here. I'll turn her around a little bit here so we can get the camera angle better. There you go, girl. There you go. You're probably getting my angle right now.
No, I've got her feet.
Okay, so as you can see, her feet are looking very, very nice. I'm very pleased, and she seems to be pretty happy with him because she was galloping for about 10 minutes in the field when she was turned out with all the other horses.
You're kind of blocking the light there a little.
I'm in the light.
There we go, that's better.
That's better.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
yeah, gonna have a look at the back feet too, but pretty pleased with the front feet. Hind hoof, we haven't touched this for probably a week. As you can see, we're starting to get down to the real sole here. These are like really, really thick bars that have grown in here. Seem to be making a ring around the frog to protect the integrity of the hoof. Thanks, girl. I didn't really want your tail in my face. But you know what? She's, the frog's looking pretty good. We're just going to take this down. This I'm hoping will eventually, well, I'm not hoping, I know it will, come down so that there's sole there and not just bar. And yeah, so we just basically are going to take this down further. Her heels here are not overly long, so it's not a bad foot at all. I'll show you the other back foot here. It looks different again. I don't know how much of the difference in the foot, I'm not that familiar with standardbreds, but I've noticed even on Grace too that this side of the horse, the 2 feet, were quite different looking than the other side. And I'm wondering if it's got something to do with the direction they're going around the track and the way they lean. I'm sure that's got something to do with the way their foot is developed. But here you can see more of the bar has come out. We've got the whole toe area open. This is still very hard, solid sole that will eventually again start to wear away. I'm not worried about that being there because the wall here is broken away a bit, so that's keeping, helping protect the foot a bit from when it doesn't have much of a wall there. This wall is pretty weak too over here, and that's probably just from having the shoes on and the nail holes, whatnot in there. Yeah, so similar to the other foot, but just this here is more open. Okay.
Okay, so here,
Take these off. Sorry. They'll fall off my face. Doing this.
yeah, the sweat makes the glasses slip or whatever. So yeah, Dale's just doing the filing for me here.
Now that Dale's taken this down flat, I'm just doing some fine tuning here. And what I'm doing is I'm taking a little bit of her toe off. She's got a pretty long toe. So I'm taking it back and I'm putting what we call a Mustang roll on it, where it's angled off, and that helps keep the connection between the sole and the wall of the hoof. I haven't done a lot of videotaping of us actually trimming because, to be honest, we're not very pretty when we do this. Like, we're not professional farriers or whatever, and yeah, so that's good. And what I'm going to do is just look down and make sure it's nice and flat on a level plane. This side is just a little bit high, so I'm just going to take that down a little bit. Look again, and that looks pretty good. So that will be our trim for tonight on that hoof.